Good morning and welcome to Nagler Pilates Fusion. So we're going to do a little Pilates mix up here, a little bit of body sculpting and a little bit of Pilates. So first off, we're going to come to a seated position on the mat. Take our hands on our shins. We're just going to take some small circles. Now when we do this, we're trying to wake up the knees and the hips a little bit. So we're starting with small circular motions and then working a little bit bigger as we go. It's going to be a pretty vigorous practice, so if you feel you need more warm-ups, please look under Nagler Yoga or Nagler Power Yoga or any of my other series, and you'll find a lot of warm-ups there. Other direction, starting small, moving in smaller than bigger circles, and taking the legs out and giving them a little bit of a shake. We're going to flex the feet and point them, flex and point, and then small circles one direction and small circles the other direction. Then curl the toes, reach on up, let's go right for our standard forward bend. So we're hanging onto shins, ankles, or feet. We're drawing our head forward, face toward the knees. So we try not to curl the body too much, the face is parallel. All the way out into a Baddha Konasana position, soles of the feet together, and knees open wide. We're doing some of our standard stretches, the things that get us into an open body within about 5 minutes. Walk the legs out into a straddle form. Take your forearms or your palms down. Remember, you're flexing your feet. Don't let your feet go slack. Flex them so the calves stay on the floor. Coming right down to the floor, we're going to walk right into a happy baby. Flex the feet so the bottom of the feet are facing the ceiling. The arms come inside the shins. Leave your arms where they are and wrap your hands. Remember, it's not this or this. It's the arms inside, the fingers on the outside, and then you draw your thighs toward the earth. Plant the feet, get a good grip, make a triangle between your head and your shoulders. Press on up, intertwine the fingers, and roll the shoulders. Get a good lift here. All the way down to the floor. Take the arms out left and right. You're going to bring your left knee into your chest, roll it over toward your right elbow. Now you may only come this far, that's fine. Wherever you go, don't go too far. If you're all the way over and you want to deepen it, you put your elbow on the outer edge of the knee. Take the left palm, open it up, and your face looks straight up. All the way out nice and gently. Other side, you're going to shift the hips. Right knee into the chest, take that knee over as far as you're comfortable, and then open the right palm. It helps you draw the shoulder back and get into the twist. Unwind. These twists are really great, especially if we've been sitting a lot. Drawing the knees gently together, keep them together, and move the knees gently left and right. Don't move the knees too sharply at the angle. Sometimes that's a little intense for the side waist. So just make it easy and light. Then both knees into the chest, one hand on each shin, take a sway from side to side. Extend your right leg up, take the hand behind the thigh and draw that leg in towards the belly. Other side, you're going to lift that left leg up. Good. And then soles of the feet together, knees open wide. You're going to draw those hands overhead and just allow yourself to rest for an easy moment. And just breathe. Then one more hip stretch, our standard one, right knee into the chest, roll the right knee over. Roll the ankle here if you like. Back to the midline and other side, left knee in, roll that left knee over and roll the ankle. One more time in the happy baby, elbows inside the shins. Good, and one more time in the bridge, lifting up, intertwining the fingers, rolling the shoulders. Good triangle between the shoulders and the head. No weight on the neck here. All the way down, we're going to come right up into the forward bend. So round your upper body like a gorilla. Roll, massage the back. Come all the way up. Ease yourself over into the forward bend. Draw your head forward. Then come down to the floor. We're going to take some simple little belly exercises. We're going to flex our feet. Notice how the knees are not bent. If you need a little bend, it won't kill you here, but you really, really want your legs as straight as you can get them. And then we're going to take our hands behind our head with elbows out. The movement is a twist, but it's not with the elbows in, moving like this. You want to keep the elbows out. You're going to twist and twist, okay? So the elbows stay open the whole time. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. To the floor, knees into the chest, take a little sway from side to side. And then go right for it. Lift up those legs, elbows stay out. Lift your head, and it's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, going for 12, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're doing this right, you're feeling it right here. So take the soles of your feet together and give a little pat. And then again, take those legs up. We have 4 sets. This is 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soles of the feet together. Take that little pat. Release the belly. Nice and easy last set. Here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the belly. Let it go. Both knees into the chest, little small circles. All right, we're going to do something called a leg drop. So we're going to take the hands underneath the hips. We're going to flex the feet so that the legs stay straight. We don't want our knees bent. It's a little tough to follow this at first, so watch it. We drop the legs down, we pull in, we push back out with the feet reaching for the wall, and then we lift. In the lift, you want to pull the shins together so that you get a little lift between the thighs. It helps you lift the legs. Now you don't have to go as low as me, but you want to go as low as you can without strain. So here we go. Drop, bend, press out, pull in and lift. Drop, bend, push out, pull in and lift. Your fingers are wide. Drop, bend, push out, pull thighs in and lift. Drop, bend, push out and lift, and drop, bend, push out and lift. 3 more. Drop, bend, push out and lift. 1 more. Drop, bend, push out and lift. Knees into the chest. Take a little sway from side to side. Okay, we may go a little faster here. If we do, we're going to go a little tick faster. Pay attention to the form. Notice that my fingers are wide under my butt to protect the back. Flex the feet. Here we go. Drop, bend, push out, lift. The legs are straight. Bend, push out, and lift. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. 3 more. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. This is 2. Bend, push out, and lift. Last one. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. Knees into the chest. Take that little sway. So this is called oscillation. It helps to reset the muscles and the joints. Just keeping the muscles and especially the back here nice and loose between sets. Last one. Here we go. We're going to pick up the pace a tick more. So pay attention to your form. Fingers wide. Bend your ankles. Keep your legs as straight as you can. Here we go. Drop, bend, out, and lift. Have that pull between the shins as you lift right here. And drop, bend, push out, and lift. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. 5 more. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. 3 more. Drop, bend, push out, and lift. This is 2. In, push out, and lift. And 1. In, push out, and lift. Knees into the chest. Again, take that sway. All right, we have one more simple little belly exercise here, and this is really easy. It's easy to do, not necessarily easy to execute. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drop back. Now, if you can't reach your toes, no big deal. Reach your shins or your knees or wherever you are, but don't use the air. Touch something, okay? Here we go. You're going to lay back. Your fingers are wide, your feet are flexed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lay back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lay back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 2 more sets. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. Soles of the feet, pat the belly. We have 2 more of those sets. One more time, lift up those legs. Here we go, hands overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drop back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drop back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drop back. Soles of the feet, pat the belly. One last set to go. And again, lift up, hands overhead. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. A little faster. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. Soles of the feet together. Pat the belly. Knees into the chest, round the upper back. Roll yourself up to a seated place. Take yourself over. So we're going to work in a plank position here with some work with the legs. Now we're going to stretch the wrists first. So you're going to take the knees nice and wide. Take the middle fingers and touch the knee. So no space between the knee and the fingers. Top of the whole back of the hand comes to the floor. So not the knuckles, but the hand. Then sit your weight back just a little bit. Stretch those wrists. Come on out. Shake them out. Intertwine your fingers on a little roll. If you have wrist trouble and you have barbells at home, you can use weights instead of planting the hands. I'm going to teach this with the hands down. If you're using the weights, you don't want your knuckles touching the floor, so the weights have to be big enough so you can grab the barbell. You want to turn the biceps in, so none of this, right? This is hyperextension. I'll sink and put too much weight in the shoulders. Pull the biceps in. The eyes of the elbows face each other. Then you walk yourself back into a plank pose. Keep your face parallel, don't let it drop. And this is really easy. You're going to take one knee into the belly. In, step, in, step, in, step. Point the toe if you like. In, step, in real Pilates form. In, step, in, step. Keep the feet wide. In and step. Bend, step, 2 and 1. To the floor, all the way down. Forehead to the earth, drop the shoulders. So this function, it's called balasana in yoga, is really important because it lets the shoulders fall out of the socket, right? So as we're using the shoulders, we want to reset them, so let them go. Come on up, plant your hands, sit yourself up and walk yourself back into that plank form. Turn the biceps in before you move. Notice how your fingers are wide. Middle finger lined up largely with the side of the mat. Here we go. Faces parallel. You start with the feet wide, and it's bend, step, bend, step, bend, bend, step, bend, step, bend, step. And it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To the floor. All the way down to the floor. Ease yourself lightly down. Come on up. Now we're going to go a little faster. So when we go faster, we usually make a little smaller range of motion, so don't feel like you have to bring your knee in as far. Here we go. Set it up. Face parallel. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Turn the biceps in. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To the floor. Knees together. Forehead down, arms drop out of the socket, let go of the hands and the shoulders. All the way up, plant the hands. We're coming right back to that form. Crease of the wrist is always under the shoulder. No ski jump arms. No butt in the air. It's a plank. Here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. to the floor, all the way down, forehead to the earth. Come on up, sit back on your heels, shake of the arms. Okay, we're going to take a little side plank. When we work the side plank from the floor, we're going to take our feet and flex them. Notice that I cannot put my feet in any wonky position. The feet need to be stacked on top of each other. The elbow is under the shoulder. I'm going to use the top hand, right? So in this case, I'm on my left side, left arm, and I'm going to use my right arm to push up. Put my hand on my hip and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ease yourself down with your hand. Try not to just dump into the shoulder, okay? So you want to use your hand to mitigate the weight coming down. So the weight is largely taken like a Yoga Vasisthasana on the edge of the foot. In order to do that, you have to keep the feet stacked and the toes curled. Right elbow under the right shoulder, fingers wide, forearm connected to the earth. Push up, hand on the hip. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hand, ease yourself lightly down to the floor. Now we're going to make that harder. Before we do, we're going to come into a nice shoulder stretch. So the knees wide, the ankles lined up with the knees, intertwine the fingers, draw yourself back. All the way out. We're going to come over with the left forearm down. You hear that creaking? It's my radiator in our 1940s building. All right, here we go. Coming on up, hand on the hip. Now watch what happens. Lift, 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 and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hand, ease yourself lightly down. This is a lot harder than it looks. Use the strength of the edge of your foot and your core strength in this. Try not to power through your shoulder. Here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Small range of motion. 3, 2, and 1. Plant the left hand. Ease yourself lightly down to the floor. Draw yourself over into a Balasana. Forehead to the earth. Shoulders drop. Let go. Walk yourself up. Hands next to the knees. Press up from the floor. Knees nice and wide. Intertwine the fingers and draw yourself back. For those of you who are really advanced here, you can press up to the hand. I'm going to teach the forearm first again. So forearm down, you're going to lift up. If you're going to come up on the hand, then you're going to bring yourself back into an upside down V or a down dog. Fingers are wide. You roll over to the razor edge of the foot. Hand to the hip. Keep your gaze on the floor. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hand. Walk right down to your knees. Ease yourself lightly to the floor. Other side. We're going to come down to the floor. If you're using your forearm, again, it's the same form we used before. Elbow underneath the shoulder, fingers wide, feet are flexed. You lift up, and then lift the leg. If you're coming into the full pose, you're going to walk yourself back, bring your feet together, curl your toes, not on your toes, but curl your toes. Roll to the razor edge of the foot, keep those toes curled, gaze on the floor, then lift into small motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hand, walk to your knees, come all the way down to a forearm plank. Up, draw your shoulders back. Take yourself over into a plank. We're going into a simple step out. So it looks like this. Turn the biceps towards each other. Bring your feet together. You're going to step out to the edge of your mat. So it's a step out. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To the floor. Knees together, forehead down. Drop your shoulders, let go. Come on up. Shake out your wrists a little bit. So this tends to be a little bit easier when we go faster. So now we're going to go faster. Here we go. Press back. The feet are together. Let's step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stepping out to the line of the mat. 8, 9, 10, 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're having trouble keeping up, make the range of motion of your steps smaller. Drop it down. Come all the way up, sit on your heels, draw your shoulders back, open them up. One more time, here we go. Nice and easy to the floor, going fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Turn the biceps in. 4, 3, 2, 1. To the floor, all the way down, forehead to the earth. Walk yourself up to a standing position, but stay low. Belly on the thighs, intertwine the fingers and drop your head. Keep your eyes open if you need it for balance. Close them if you feel totally balanced. All the way up and down to the floor. On all fours, we're going to take the right leg and we're going to make a square form. So not this or this, but a square form. And we're just going to lift till you feel the crunch in this area right here. Okay? So turn the biceps in, crease of the wrist under the shoulder, no ski jumps. Then set your leg, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. So this is a small range of motion. 7, 8, 9, and 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So notice how I'm turning my biceps in. There's no bend in the elbows, and I'm not lifting very high. If you feel it too much in your back, you're going too high. You should feel it in your thigh and the little crease of your butt. All right, here we go. Other side. Set the square form and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. Let's go. It's 1, 2, 3. Straight arms. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Other side. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strong on the arms. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To the floor. Press yourself into a child's pose. Push back. And we're going to come into a side can kick. So there's a little bit of a form here that we need to learn. So again, we want the crease of the elbow here, or the elbow right under the shoulder. So again, no splay out of the arm, but just right underneath the shoulder, fingers wide. And then you're going to take your top hand. I'm laying on my left side here. I'm going to take my top hand, lift up, and aim that bottom thigh toward the floor. Gives me a little edge as I open the hip. So I'm going to keep that bottom foot flexed. I'm going to point the top toe, take the leg in, kick it out, and kick it up. So it's a can-can. A can-can means there's a bent knee, a kick, a lift, and a drop. Okay? First of all, find your outer edge of your particular stretch, and don't go farther than that point. Here we go. 1, extend and kick, and bend, extend, and kick, and bend, extend, and kick. So there's a trick here. You kind of sit up, right? Don't sink into the left shoulder. Extend and kick, and bend, extend, and kick. This is 7. We're going for 10. And kick, and 8, extend, and kick, and 9, extend, and kick, and 10, extend, and kick. Good job. Other side. We're coming over to the other side. Again, we're setting up the elbow first under the shoulder, fingers wide, flexing the feet, lifting up and turning that bottom thigh toward the earth. Point the top toe. So it's a little, you have to kind of get used to this. One foot is flexed, one foot is pointed. Bring the knee in, lift it up, see where your outer edge is. One side's usually a little less flexible than the other, so don't fight with the side that's tighter. Here we go. In, extend, kick. Pointed toe, straight leg as much as you can find it, right? Doesn't matter how high. Extend and bend, extend and kick. This is 5. 5, extend, kick, sit up a little bit, 6, and kick, and 7, and kick, and 8, and kick, and 9, and kick, and 10, and kick. Good job. Walk yourself up to a seated position, go right into Baddha Konasana. Give yourself a nice little stretch before we go into the next set. Walk yourself over to your opposite side. Elbow under the shoulder, fingers wide. Flex the feet. Tuck the lower thigh down toward the earth. Point the top toes. And bend, extend, kick. Going for 12. And kick. This is 3. And kick. And 4. And kick. And 5. And kick. Sit up. 6. And kick. 6 more. 6. And kick. And 5. And kick. Keep that hip open. And kick. And 3. And kick. And 2. And kick. And 1. And kick. Notice that this is not this, right? This is not this. It's not this. It's an open hip, right? The hip stays open. The kick comes all the way through this inner thigh, right? All right, other side. Here we go. Forearm, elbow under the shoulder, fingers wide. Tuck your thigh down toward the earth. Flex your foot. Point your top foot. Here we go. Kick and kick. Go bend and kick and bend and kick and bend and kick. This is 5 and kick and 6 and kick. Sit up. Keep the hip open. And 5 and kick and 4 and kick and 3 and kick and 2 and kick and 1 and kick. Good job. All the way down to the floor. We're going to do a very simple thing to finish up. So the hands are going to be under the hips. You're going to take your toes and point them, and you're simply going to make little half moons with the legs. Now the work in this is to keep your legs straight, not here, right? That's not doing anything. We want the pointed toe so that the whole leg is activated. So you feel that muscular activation as we do the work. All right, here we go. Cross, 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 cross. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees into the chest. Pull them in tight, left or right. Now notice in this exercise that if you make the circle too big, you'll get a little strain in these inner thigh muscles right here. So keep it tight, right? It's a very tight little movement. The work is really in the straight legs and the pointed toe. Second set, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take happy baby. Elbows inside the shins. Stretch those inner thighs. Hang on to your shins, your ankles, or your feet, or 2 fingers around the toes, and straighten the legs as much or as little as you like. Take the inner thigh stretch. Right knee into the chest, left leg extends. Roll that right knee over toward the right. Keep that hip open. Take that knee into the midline. Take it over to the left. Stretch the outer hip. Other side, left knee into the chest. Both ankles are bent. Roll that knee over. Come back to the midline. Come on over toward the right. Last one. Here we go. Lift up the legs. And it's cross, 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 cross. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees into the chest and happy baby. One last time. This time, draw the thighs down toward the earth. One last straddle. Knees into the chest, round your back. Come on up. Massage your back with a roll. Ease yourself all the way up. Let's go right into one last hip stretch, Baddha Konasana. Use your hands to your toes. Move your toes back and forth. Come on up to the knees. Set the knees wider than your hips and your ankles lined up with your knees. So no ankles in, but ankles lined up. Intertwine the fingers. Lay yourself back in a back bend. All the way out. Hands together. Take a little roll of the hands. Release the wrists. A little shake of the wrists. And that's our Pilates Fusion workout for today. Thanks so much for joining me, and there'll be more to come.